y'all? Welcome to the new year. Hope everybody had a good holidays out there. You feel me? We're gonna start our 2026 real strong. So I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this topic by Nerd Cat Podcast. Shout out to them. Hopefully one day we can collab with each other if they ever see this. But they asked the question, who would be the most hated superhero if we had heroes in real life? I ain't gonna hold you. My list is pretty valid. And this is part one because if I did all of them all together, this shit would be ridiculously long. But with that being said, let's go. Off the rip, the most hated superhero if we have in real life, it is Iron Man. That is by the easiest choice in the world to have as one of the most hated superheroes ever. Because if you really want to look how Iron Man moved through his whole entire career, or just how he was growing up, he's dead ass started as a fucking warmongering arms dealer. That off the rip is already going to turn half of the population here against him off the rip, because he was literally dealing arms to not only the US but to everybody else who had that bread. So yeah, no, that's not really gonna move with the public real well, especially him moving with the working with the government that obviously was extremely corrupt, easily corrupt. And then on top of that, him becoming, Iron Man afterwards out of pure revenge, not just for the love of the game or wanting to be a hero just simply for revenge. People are not going to deal with that well. They're not going to go over that and just say, you know what, Iron Man's not so bad. Even though he's a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, whatever, he is still a playboy out there. They're not going to go for that shit at all. On top of that, right? The damn arc reactor. Do you not know how many oil companies are going to put every penny into sniping this nigga, because the arc reactor will put them out of business immediately? Very clean, renewable energy, and they can't do shit about it. Oh yeah, they would have killed him. They would have tried to kill him at that. And on top of that, when he finally said, screw the government, I'm gonna do my own thing, especially when, they try to take the suits away from him.
All with these ass clowns. You, Mr. Stark. You, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's maybe when he'll finally gain some ground of a following or a positive reaction from the crowd or from the population, and maybe when he joins the Avengers. But before that, no, fuck no. He would easily be the most hated hero comfortably by a country mile. Next we have is my GOAT, Batman. Now, even though I love Batman, I can see 100% why niggas are not gonna like him. They will legit hate him because he thrives off the prison system. What I mean by that, right? He has all this money in the world to legit make a super in prison to stop all of these damn villains out there in Gotham, but kind of refused not to do it. I get it, he wants to rehabilitate all of them and make sure they can try to turn it around, even though a lot of them are just far too gone for even to be in the consideration of doing that. That would be a problem. Letting the Joker live would already have people pissed and wondering why, what the fuck are you doing as a hero, being a vigilante. On top of that, will probably get a little side eye from everybody else, because once they find out that he's a billionaire working against, criminals, which usually you can tie billionaires and criminals hand in hand.
Damn.
But him trying to put them away and still somewhat profiting off the fact that they just keep breaking out of prison, so he just constantly has a job to do out there. Yeah, it's gonna rub some feathers the wrong way, you feel me? So I hate to say it, but yeah, even though I love Batman and I get the whole gist of his moral aspect of don't want to kill nobody, but if it was real life, my boy would be 100% up there in the top 3 is most hated, because you let monsters run around 24/7 and all your problems could have gone away. Is either you build a maximum, and I'm talking about maximum security fucking prison, the way you built all your back tech, or just kill him. Simply, the Joker would already have everybody pissed off with you because you let him live. It is what it is. Next I have is Superman. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why Superman? I think it's quite easy to see why people would hate Superman. It's because people find a way to hate him for no reason. He's literally the blueprint for superheroes, let alone it's just the big brother of the world, big blue, big hope over here, you feel me? But watching that Superman movie, I'm 110% would think they'll be moving on those damn monkeys in a damn pocket dimension that Lex had. Yeah, y'all be moving exactly like that. Lex can 100% convince a good amount of the US population to hate on somebody who does nothing but good for the world. I'm dead ass with that. Y'all can legit hate on someone for nothing. Literally for nothing. God knows you already had Fox News calling him woke and shit for God knows what, because they just now figured out he's not from Earth. Like, let alone from the US, like he's an alien from another planet. That already would have already fucking drove, pitchforks and anger towards him and his family. That would have been over. That literally would have been over from right there. You're not from the US. You're not even from Earth. You're an alien that's living here, but he's doing well. He's doing good. He's got a job. He had a citizenship. And yet niggas gonna find out that he's not from here. Oh, it would have been over. It would have been completely over. It don't matter that he stopped the meteor from crashing to the earth. It don't matter that he stopped Doomsday. It don't matter that he exposed Lex Luthor. It don't matter. None of that. It's the fact that he ain't from here. And they would have found a way to, hate on him. And more times than not, we'll probably listen to Lex Luthor. That's an easy lineup that Superman would for sure probably be one of the most hated superheroes out here. Next is the X-Men. Now, I get why the X-Men would probably get hated. Why? Because of inclusivity. Because everybody wants to be included in everything, and they'll probably be all pissy that they don't have an X gene. Knowing that, if you see a bunch of motherfuckers with X gene mutations suddenly going over there just to control their power so they can move around in real life situation, their world would have became this world immediately. Everybody would have probably started hating on mutants just because they were different. That's 110%. We already had something like that, the civil rights movement. So if they were here in real life and you see this beautiful black woman who's a goddess, a weather goddess, someone's gonna try to snipe her just because they couldn't understand her powers. Let alone if they saw Nightcrawler. They would have lost their everlasting mind. They would have saw him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. How do we have a blue demon in real life? Knowing that he's probably the most holy, God-driven man out there in the X-Men, and people still were trying to find a way to hate him. So you can pick and choose what member in there. Regardless, as a collective, the X-Men would have been hated just because they're different. Like, that's the whole premise of how the X-Men really is, created, just because we're just trying to move and be included with the world. We're no different than anybody else. We just have a mutation. That literally would have carried over into real life. It is what it is. Them niggas would have hate just because they don't have the X gene. That's literally all it is. Next on the list is the Punisher. Now, a lot of people think the Punisher would go right well, but like the extremists and like the political views. You feel me? Like, I feel like everybody would think the Punisher will be on the side, well, all technically like the races and whatever. Like everybody who had those strong, very strong political feelings, thinking that Punisher would be with them. They all wear his symbol and everything like that. Not knowing this man is 100% gonna chop down anybody who is on that fuck shit. Like, it's funny seeing people wear the Punisher like symbol up there and thinking that he's like a legit hero. He's an anti-hero, by the way. He'll smoke a cop. He'll smoke a random civilian. I'm telling you right now, if he deems it as just something that's evil, you're gone. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're gone. Corrupt cops, gone. Corrupt government officials, gone. And then everybody will suddenly like start batting an eye to him because like, I thought you was on here for the good. No, he's not here for anybody. He literally started his fucking journey as a anti-hero after his wife and kid got smoked in a drive-by. What makes you think he was just gonna idly buy and just, side with anybody, anywhere? He's a whole anti-hero. That's why I don't understand why people be wearing like his symbol, like thinking like that's like, oh yeah, he would side with the cops. No, the fuck he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. A lot of heroes actually wouldn't side with the government. They wouldn't side with a lot of people. They'll probably work with them like during like, disaster situations. But other than that, work with them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Punisher will legit drive his like popularity up for like 2 seconds until they see that he will smoke a cop right in front of him. That's where I think all that shit would change immediately. They'd be like, what the fuck? Hey, yo. Yeah, that's where they would trip right there. So he'll become one of the most hated after he does some shit on camera. Like smoking the mafia and then turn around and smoke a corrupt cop right after. That's why he will be hated. Next on the list is Black Panther, and it's for obvious reasons. Why? Do we really need to touch on it? He is the richest nigga on the world in a secluded kingdom that has the best type of technology and the best mineral on earth, vibranium, and he decides not to help anyone, and on top of that, he's a black guy. Like, he's a rich black guy who can legit help anybody, has the resources to legit help everybody on the planet, and they kind of decide not to. So everybody's just gonna look at him just like, the fuck was he here for? And it always, they would have come up with so many different type of ways they hate on Black Panther. And this is just because rich, resources, don't want to share with anybody else. Everybody's gonna feel like they're entitled to his riches and resources. That's pretty much it. And there's some type of racism amongst, the Wakandans and whatever, but like, again, that's not even the main reason. The main reason is this: they can't touch what is his. And there would have been a lot of jealousy out there. It was literally obvious reasons why Black Panther legit would be the most hated. Next is Wonder Woman. Again, most obvious reason: sexism. Like, there would be super sexist towards Wonder Woman. Why? You're just being super woke. No, I'm not even gonna tell you why. Like, that's not even wokeness. Like, they would see a tall, fine ass Amazon who is strong as shit and is very diplomatic in return to like the island of Themyscira who she's representing. But she would have been a great, model for like everybody, very, woman empowered for little girls and, people growing up, feeling inspired by Wonder Woman. But it's only the simple fact, and I hate this reason, is what she wears.
You! What is your problem with me?
You want the truth? You swing that sword with a smile and you scare normal people. And you dress like a whore.
Like, I don't even give a shit. Her costumes are cool, you feel me? Would I wear it? No, absolutely not. But her costumes are fucking cool. No matter the era it is, it's fucking cool. They would have found a way to bitch about it.
Truth. The lasso compels you. Now tell us your truth.
I cross-dress in a Wonder Woman outfit. It makes me feel powerful.
That's the only reason why. And they'll say, why is a girl a fucking superhero?
Really, nigga?
And that's where it shit starts. It don't matter that she be moving out here like a whole warrior and will put someone in 6 feet under immediately. It doesn't matter if she's fighting gods, witches, sorcerers, anything like that. It's the fact that she's a woman. The fact that she's wearing like, tights, boots or whatever, and like I don't know what the fuck they call it, a corset. I think I don't fucking know. But Shawty will legit kill anybody, can put hands on anybody, can send you in the orbit if she damn well please. But the fact is, she's a woman. Like, I gotta keep it a stack. If she was in real life right now, somehow, some way, just because she's a woman and what she wears, so a lot of her costumes have her fully covered, but her, OG shits would have had her just be like, enemy number one just because of what she's wearing. Even though it's not even fucking bad. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, I hate to say it, but it's the fucking truth. People gonna be like extremely sexist towards Wonder Woman, even though she can beat they ass. She won't do it unless you really legit pose a threat, but that's why she'd probably be the most hated. Next is the Hulk, and it's obvious as fuck. We really need to go into it. It's a giant, jolly green, angry damn giant. You feel me? Like, the Hulk destroys everything in its path. As anybody gets one glimpse of what he did or how he destroyed New York or destroyed anything, that's it. He'll be hated and the most feared comfortably outside of Superman because they see his power. So like, Hulk will show you off the rip why he will be the most hated. And probably they'll try to find a way, or at least ask all the heroes to try to send him like outer space or some shit just to get him off planet. But yeah, he'll be the most hated. Easily. He'll be the most hated and the most feared.
Look out.
And lastly is the Titans. Now, I know a lot of people will say, why the Titans? They're like the most likable. Now, I can see why people will say they are the most likable. But I can also see how our ignorant ass world was deemed them as one of the most hated people out there, even though they do a lot of good out there. And in terms of like Nightwing is definitely one of the best leaders out there in comics, but it's a simple fact is Nightwing is probably gonna save Grace just because he's Batman's legacy character, so they probably already see another vigilante, even though he's like the resident fuckboy out there, they probably see him as another vigilante. Donna Troy is literally Wonder Woman's legacy, so they're already gonna have some gripes with her. Starfire is an alien, and they'll just sexualize her. Raven's a literal demon. That's already gonna fucking raise hella red flags. And as soon as they find out that her dad is the demon, you know what I mean? Like the nigga, like that actual demon Trigon, yeah, that's already gonna cause red flags. Beast Boy just because he's green, so they're gonna feel like he's not, from here. They would have found a new form of racism just for him. Don't know why, but I just really feel like that would have been the case. And then Cyborg, once they found out that if the homeboy can, take over any type of technology, they gonna think he just like, listen to everybody's conversation like we already think with like the CIA, those jokes where they're listening on your conversation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly how they would fucking move. And then Red Arrow, just because of his, background and upbringing with it. So I don't think we hate on him so much. I think he'd probably be the most in the clear besides Nightwing. Oh, and Kid Flash too. I think those three would probably be the only, people in the green. Everybody else have been cooked. They would have found some type of stereotype or some way to hate them. And I hate the fact that people probably gonna, say, no, that's Cap, that's a reach. Nah. You see a demon, a legit, giant, very beautiful alien princess who they're gonna say, why the fuck she here? A green guy, that's already gonna drop confusion. A black cyborg who can take over anybody's technology. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about Garth, who's from, Atlantis. So they're going to just say another alien, even though he's from Earth. And it's a whole bunch of mess, you feel me? Like, they would have found a way to hate on everybody. But if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. But and comment down below what hero do you think would be the most hated if they exist in real life. You feel me? Put them down in the comments below. I want to see it. It's your boy Easy. Till next time.
I am never the same.